Hey guys, welcome back to CheatSheetPros.com. Today we're going to take a look at some more player props and prize picks for NBA and college. Today is March 2nd, 2022. It is a Wednesday. Typically here it's about 35, 40 degrees, and today it's going to get up to 82, and we're going to set a record. The all-time high is 80, so I'm pretty excited about that. I get to go outside, drive the slingshot around a little bit, get some work done. But first I wanted to go over some prize picks with you guys. So I love the interactions with the videos. I apologize I can't get them up every day. I'm doing my best, and I'm getting my process down to where I'm able to get some more out. So first, I want to go ahead and show you what happened yesterday. This card you see on the screen, I posted this on Twitter, and Zubac was a diamond play for our daily fantasy sheet. So when you're looking at our cheat sheets, make sure you look at the diamond and mini diamond plays. Diamond plays are guys that are high fantasy point per minute production. They're in smash DVP spots. And they've got, I think, 40% 6X games over the last 15, 16 days, 2 weeks, something like that. But I posted this one and said, hey, I'm going to run with these two tonight. And Kuzma, wasn't real excited about him, but he went over. But Zubac, our diamond play, he absolutely tore up this points, rebounds, and assists. His projected line was 23.5, and he put up 36. So he was up by over 150% of that number, so that's what I like. So I'm just going to show you the cheat sheet from yesterday. When you're looking at this and you come in here, we got this player labels right here in the middle, and you can see this diamond play, and I believe he was the only one. I tried to limit these so people can kind of look and they don't have to dig into all these numbers and stats and whatnot. So you sort it out by diamond play. Here you see Zubac. So what we liked about that one is our custom projection. He was supposed to hit value. He had 3 6X games in the last 2 weeks that we looked at, and he was in a smash DVP spot. So I want to explain this real quick. So this DVP, we're looking at just the last 10 games. Total fantasy points allowed, the opponent was giving up 251. That was one of the highest. And 61 points to his position. That's huge. And then this percentage in 2020, we were on absolute fire in daily fantasy, and it was because of this percentage of points to the position. We found if it was 22, 23%, that was a smash spot. So he's 24%, 24.3 actually, and he popped as a smash spot. Someone that had a high fantasy point per minute production, let's see what that was. Yeah, 1.2, and he'd been up to 1.29, a plus 9% increase over the last 2 weeks. So that's someone that did jump out for us. So I want to show you that leading into today's NBA picks. So as always, we pull up the NBA cheat sheet. We're going to sort this last 7 tab. I had to do a screenshot because I was on a conference call. So the points, rebounds, assists, we're going to sort high to low. The first guy that's going to show up is going to be RJ Barrett. He's got a plus 15 on his PRA. James Harden is going to be the second one. He's got a plus on points and a huge bump on assists of 5.8. And then Embiid, smash DVP spot. So sorry about the siren in the background. Yeah, they're doing the testing today. So Embiid is in a smash DVP spot. So we just looked at Zubac that was giving up 61 and 24%. Embiid's going up in a matchup tonight. They're giving up 67.8 points to his position and 28% of the total points. So that is a huge DVP spot. So he's a plus 12 on points. And then some of the other guys we're going to look at to consider are Fox, McCollum, Maxey. Hield shows up in here. What I like about Maxey, he's got a decent DVP spot. He's playing 35, 36 minutes. He's projected at 16-1. He's averaging 22.7, so he's plus 6.6. So he jumps out. But as always, when you've got the cheat sheets, and I posted them today on Wednesday in the free Facebook group for everybody to play with, so you'll get them today and tomorrow to kind of play with, follow along with the videos. And again, these are just some plays that pop out for me. There are guys in the chat and that look at these sheets that have different processes that pick out plays all day. I'm kind of limited on time. But sort this, points, sort your difference here, rebounds difference, assist difference, and then those are plays to go take a look at. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the NBA props while this siren's going off in the background. So RJ Barrett, taking a look at his points, he's been over. What I love about it is he gets way over this number, not barely over this number. It's 22.5. You can see he just played Philadelphia and had 24, so that was barely over. But the prior game against Miami, he had 46 points. So I like his points prop to go over, but the one that I'm looking at the most is his points, rebounds, and assists over 31.5. You can see he's been over this in 4 of the last 5 games. He just had 35 against Philadelphia, and he shouldn't see too much of Embiid. And then he had 57 against Miami, 36, and 49 in his other 2 matchups. So over it in 4 of 5, and he shows up as one of the top plays on the cheat sheet. And then going down here, James Harden. I love James Harden, and thank you for whoever in the chat had posted this trade was coming down the pipe. I would give you props, but I can't remember who it was, but I typically keep the Las Vegas lines and the odds movements up on my computer, and I keep the premium chat up most of the day unless I've got to run some errands. And 2 days before the trade went through, someone had posted, James Harden's going to Philly, and I looked it up. I couldn't find anything on it. It was a rumor. But I got Philly to win the championship at 14-1. I think it was plus 1,400 or plus 1,450. So I went ahead and dropped a little mini hammer, not an Edward hammer, but a mini hammer on it, which was a pretty good wager for me. And 2 days later, that trade came through. The odds went down, and now he's like plus 450, plus 500, plus 550. So I got about a 300% odds boost on that. So that's one I'm pretty excited about. But Harden, to get back to player props, I like his points to go over. He's got 27 and 29 in his 2 games with Philadelphia. 23.5 is a big number, but what I like a little better is his assist over 10.5. Him throwing the ball down to Embiid and Embiid scoring, it's a perfect correlation to take Embiid points over 30.5 or 31.5, whatever we have that at, and then take Harden assist over 10.5 and put those together to start your card. One of the cards that I did was Harden assist over, Embiid points over, and then I took 3 college plays and put them in there for one of my 3 cards that I did today. And that one's a lot of fun because you get to watch the 76ers game, and then you get some high-scoring college games to kind of play with and have some fun. So let's go ahead and take a look at Embiid. That's one we haven't looked at, so I was wrong. It wasn't 31.5, it was 30.5, which is even better, and he is absolutely smashing. He's been over this in 4 straight games, and even with this 19-point game back here on the 15th, he's still averaging 33.6 points per game. With Harden on the court with him, he has 37 and 34 the last 2 games, so he doesn't kill this number usually, but he usually gets his 31 points and over, so I like Embiid to go over. Rebounds and assists, not so much. Some of the other ones that you can take a look at that we talked about were De'Aaron Fox and CJ McCollum, who are going up against each other tonight. Fox has a points prop of 24.5, so it's a little high. I will do some long shot cards with him in there just because he's been over this in 4 or 5. He's averaging almost 27 points a game, so we like that. And he did pop on the sheet. I prefer CJ McCollum, though, because Sacramento gives up a lot more fantasy points. And he's been over that in 3 of the last 4 games. He only had 22 against the Lakers, but 22 to 24.5 to me, that's 1 3-pointer away from hitting it, so I'm good with it. The other games I'm looking to see how far over is he getting. Is he just hitting 25, 25, 26, or is he getting in the 30s? Well, he has 32, 38, and 30, so he's cruising over this number, so that's one that we like. And we're going to come back. We got one more with McCollum that I'm going to show you at the end of the video. Maxey over 16.5 points also did jump out. With Embiid and Harden on the court, he's got a few extra shots, 21, 28 points the last 2 games, and he only needs 17. I think all 3 of those guys, Harden, Embiid, and Maxey, could all hit their points over prop. They're high usage players. The Knicks are kind of slow, don't score a lot of points, so that does worry me, but I don't mind putting 2 of the 3 on there. And as always, flip through these sheets. You guys can find some key plays on here. I see you guys post in the chat all the time, hey, I'm going to do this card, that card, and Ramor, one of our new members, he posted 2 or 3 winning cards yesterday on Prize Picks, and he was talking up Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, first half points play. He's hit it like 5 out of 6 games, and sure as shit, man, the number was like 6, 6.5, and I looked down, and KCP had 10 points. And he's like, hit again, and I'm like, wow. So you guys find some good stuff, so I'm just showing you what jumps out at me. Let's flip over, take a look at some college plays. So one of the things that I looked at on college that jumped out, I have 3 favorite plays and then a bunch of kind of tier 2 plays. So Julian Champagne, St. John's on fire right now. I love over 18.5 points because he gets way over this number. So 26, 34, and 27 in 3 of the last 4 games. So he's someone that definitely pops for us. So when I pull up his game logs, he's playing over 30 minutes per game. So we really like that. It's a game they need to win tonight. And he's got 26, 8, 31, 27, a couple mediocre games, and then a couple more in the 20s. So he's consistently getting over this number. So we need 19. So he's got over, under, over, under, over. So a little bit of mixed bag, but I like it because they're playing at home and they've got the ability to go way over. Plus, look at this right here. They just played Xavier on the 16th of February, and he had 27 points. So I love to see recent games like the last 5, they're getting over that number in 4 or 5 games. And at this point in the college season, these teams have played each other at least once, most of the time twice, so you can look back and see what they did against them, and that will kind of identify if there's a tough matchup there or not. But since he had 27 points against Xavier the last time, I'm all over this over 18.5 because I think St. John's also wins this game. That was in one of my sports betting picks that I went over. So moving on to play number 2 is I'm going to go to PJ Hall. Now, word of caution with PJ Hall, this guy is a 6'10" monster. He's missed the last 2 games due to injury. He's a game time decision tonight, but I love that he just skies over this number. So he's been over this in 4 of the last 5 games, but this game we're going to show you he only played 1 minute, so I'm going to throw that out the window. And even with that 1 minute game, he's still averaging 18 points per game. He has 28, 19, 17, and 24 over the last 4. And when we come in here and we look at his game logs, look at this. So he played 1 minute for 2 points. We'll throw that one out. He was injured for his foot injury, these 2. So I'm assuming the 1 minute game is where that injury came. But prior to that, he's got 28, 19, 17, 24, 18. So what was our number here? 16.5. So we need 17. So he's over. So he's got 5 straight overs prior to that. And then a couple games that 3 games where he was under by 2 points or less, and then an over, and then a couple under, and then an over. So recently, he's been doing really well. He's got a 5-0 over run, and he's going way over the number. So I like PJ Hall. Just word of caution, be careful. If you put him in and he doesn't play, you're going to get a push, and that's going to lower your card by 1. So depending upon your risk reward, that's something to consider. The other one is Matthew Cleveland over 11.5 points. When I was looking through these, I love this one. He's averaging 16 points a game, and he only needs 12. So I like these little numbers that are just slightly over double digits. He's got 20, 18, 16, 13, 13 over the last 5 games. And then when we pull up his game logs, he is, here, what we need? We need 12. Let's look. So over. So he's got a 6-0 over run, and then he had a couple mediocre, kind of didn't shoot real well, didn't play real well, played some lower minutes, 20, 22, 22, 20. But recently, these last 6 games, 37 minutes, 37, 38, 30, 27, 35, 38. He's playing a ton of minutes, and the last 6 games he's been over this number, so we like Matthew Cleveland to go over. And then some of the other leans I'm going to run through real quick that I may not have game logs on. Avery Anderson over 12.5 points. What jumps out at me for Mr. Anderson is he's averaging 17.6 over the last 5 games, so about 5 points over this number. And he has 25 and 20 in 2 of the last 3, so he's doubling this number. And then, let me see, I did have his game logs, and so we need 13 points. So he's got over, under, over. So he's over in, let's see, what's that, 4 or 5? 5 of the last 6 games, so that's a plus. And then tonight, what jumped out at me, so they are playing Iowa State, and this should be a back and forth game. I always scan down here to see what they did in the last matchup against Iowa State, and he played 40 minutes and had 34 points. So he absolutely annihilated this 12.5. That was his highest game of the season, was against Iowa State. So asking for over 12.5, I think we could definitely make that happen again tonight. The next guy going down, I have a couple rebound props that popped out. David Collins over 7.5 rebounds, 10, 8, 10, 11 over the last 4 games. He's kind of on a little bit of a hot streak right now. And looking at his rebounds, averaging 9.5 to 10 a game over these last 4. And then he had a bunch of kind of right around that number, just above, just below. But since this is a key game for him and he's been over it in 4 straight, he's someone I think we can consider. Another rebound prop is Michael DeVoe. Now, I like these smaller numbers of 4.5 that we can get over. He's barely getting over this, so word of caution. He's got 6, 5, 5, and 6, and I don't know. Okay, we did have his game log. So over here, he's got over, 2 unders, and over, 2 unders, 3 overs. So he's kind of right around that number, but if you've got 4 plays you like and you don't like one of my other plays, I think you can throw him on here, and he's got probably a 65% chance of having 5 and going over. So I think it's better than a coin flip. Flipping down, now one thing I did notice, and I have never noticed this, so I subscribe to almost every single site you can think of for stats and data and information, and I didn't realize on RotoWire they have a prize picks section. So I was flipping through here, and I noticed prize picks projections, and I was like, huh. So I went, I looked at NBA, college basketball, and they put up the price pick line, and then they put up their projection, and they say, okay, well, he's projected at 1.5. We project him at 2.24, which is kind of crap, but over by 49%. So I start going down through these, and most of them are junk, to be honest with you. So don't run out and subscribe to them if you don't already and think you're going to get some gleaming winning thing, because a lot of these are crap that I didn't like, especially these 3, which were some of their top plays. But I do like these top 2, Quiverly and McCollum, over 3 points. So I want to show you those. So the first one was Quinterly. So Quinterly over 1.5 3-point shots made was one of their top plays. So I took a look at this, and he's got 4, 3, and 3 over the last, in 3 of the last 4 games. So that was kind of interesting. So I think that's one we can definitely consider. A lot of these, they have overs. They've been under like 10 games straight, and I just kind of throw that out the window. It's basically just a math formula in the background, putting it together. It's not someone saying, hey, this is a good play, bad play, whatnot. But let me flip back over here and look at McCollum. So this is the other play I told you we were going to talk about at the end of the video. They have him over 2.5 3-point shots made. Well, I was kind of interested. He's got 4, 2, 7, 0, and 5 in recent games. But 4, 2, and 7 in the last 3 games, and he's going up against Sacramento. And you remember, they've got a big DVP spot. They're giving up 239 total fantasy points, and he's way up on his points prop. Projected 22.8. He's plus 7.9 for averaging almost 31 points a game. So for him to hit 3 3-point shots is not out of the question. So I did like that one. But those are what I got tonight, guys. That gives you 3, 6, 7, 8. Well, that gives you about 7 college plays and 7 NBA plays. So have some fun with it, and we'll be back soon.